Okay, Assalamualaikum, and hopefully you are in good condition. So today I will discuss about property management organization, the role of property manager. Right, the definition of a property manager or estate manager is a person or firm charged with operating a real estate property for a fee when the owner is unable to personally attend to such detail or is not interested in doing so. The property may be individual title owner, or it may be owned under sectional title, share block company, owned and may be registered for residential, commercial office, and retail or industrial use. Typical duty expected of property manager include finding everything and generally dealing with tenants and coordinating with the owner wisely. Such an arrangement may require the property manager to collect rent and pay necessary expenses and taxes, making periodic report to the owner, or the owner may simply delegate specific tasks and deal with other directions. A property manager may arrange for a wide variety of services as may be requested by the owner or property manager for a fee, where a dwelling, vacation home, second home in only predictably occupied, the property manager might arrange for heightened security monitoring, house sitting, storage and shipping of goods, and others local subcontracting necessary to make the property comfortable when the owner is in residence, utilities, system operating, supply and staff on hand, and etc. Property manager can also include commercial property where the property manager may operate the business as well as managing the property. Some jurisdictions may require a property manager to be licensed for the profession. For example, property manager must register with Board of Valuer and Property Manager Malaysia. The property manager has a primary responsibility to the landlord and a secondary responsibility to the tenant. The relationship the property manager has with the landlord and with the tenant are crucial in forming the expectation of both parties to the lease, since both parties will seek and expect certain rights and benefit out of it. Type of property manager, there are three types. Number one, the individual property manager is a real estate broker who manage properties for one or more property owner. The individual building manager may be employed by a property manager or direct by owner and usually manage a single large property. The resident manager may be employed by real estate broker or managing agent or an owner to manage an apartment building on a part of full-time basis. The responsibility of the property manager is to ensure written policy and procedure are in place to adequately protect and account for an item through its life cycle. The basic station associated with the life cycle of property include planning, acquisition, deployment, maintenance, and disposal. The life cycle can be applied to both government and corporate owner property. The property manager roles also include planning, acquisition, deployment, maintenance, and disposal. The planning property manager must ensure the assets required to complete a task are available when needed. Acquisition during this phase, property manager must ensure that incoming property is properly received. Deployment, the role of property manager include ensuring property is in the right place at the right time. And then for the maintenance, the property manager should ensure all assets are maintained in accordance with the manufacturer specifications. Also include the calibration and preventive maintenance. Last but not least, disposal. The property manager should ensure the best possible return of investment is realized during the disposal process. Disposal includes making the determination when to reuse, sell, donate, or scrap the property. Private property manager must ensure these phases are properly addressed in the return procedure. Property managers should work closely with a variety of organizations within their cooperation to ensure policy and procedure are in place that address their concerns. To accomplish this, property managers should include all stakeholders when developing the property plan. Also, having a firm understanding of company core business with assist the property manager with written the policy and procedure, regardless of whether the property manager organization have it purely responsibility or honor the property. Government property manager should become familiar with program and project manager as well as the organization's contract department. By doing so, they can ensure the organization concerned are addressed and the request for proposal stage and not at contract end. Another key individual, the property manager, need to stay in touch with his government property advisor. If the organization have multiple contract with multiple agency, the property manager, we need to communicate with the various government property administrator. When managing corporate-owned property, the property manager, or if an organization separated government property from corporate property, the enterprise asset manager has specific role and responsibilities as a result of Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002. The property manager need to ensure that financial information tied into the property record. This act single-handedly catapult the important for properly managed corporate asset. Another important asset when managing corporate asset is to ensure various functions within the organization are working through one central repository. Individual database or even spreadsheet are maintained to assist administrator with managing property-related information, maintenance agreement data. The information technology has become a major function with managing property. Working closely with the various function areas within an organization can assist the property manager within managing the corporate-owned property. Function of property manager required the skill of business executive, decorator, salesperson, parking lot attendant, gardener, housekeeper, information center, accountant, banker, doctor, lawyer, social director, psychologist, marriage counselor, babysitter, bookkeeper, rent collector, maintenance expert, security officer, keeper of the keys, telephone operator, messenger service, and complaint department. That's why the property manager must have a skill to fulfill all these requirements, and also property manager must also be soft-spoken, fast-moving, poised, quick thinking, non-tiring, available, mechanical-minded, also knowing and never ailing. This expert know how to visit without visiting, sell without selling, see without judging, hear without repeating, and all without having time for an uninterrupted meal. The property manager has a dual responsibility to the owner or client who is interested in the highest return from the property, and to the tenant who are interested in the best value for money, including reasonable safety measure and compliance with fair housing law. The property manager must promptly rent the property or units at the highest market rent possible, keep operational and other costs within budget, and preserve and enhance the physical value and prestige of the property. Specific duty of property manager: establish the rent schedule, merchandise the space and collect the rent, create the supervised maintenance schedule and repair, if applicable, ensure in the independent contractor license status and insurance coverage, set up payroll system for all employees, develop a tenants or resident relation policy, supervise employees and develop employee policy, maintain proper record and make regular report to the owner, qualify and investigate a prospective tenant's credit, prepare and execute lease, obtain decorating specification and secure estimate, hire, instruct and maintain satisfactory personnel to staff the building, audit and pay bill, advertise, publicize vacancy through selected media and broker list, recommend alteration and modernization, inspect vacant space frequently, keep abreast of the time and competitive market condition, obtain and pay insurance premium and taxes, be knowledgeable about and comply with applicable federal, state, and local government law. In establish the rental schedule, the property manager must make a true neighborhood analysis by doing a market survey of rents for comparable building. Rent level generally are established on the basis of scarcity and comparability of value. The manager must know the building truly, assess its value objectively, then survey all the competitions building in whether limits the manager sets for neighborhood. Okay. The manager must then analyze the character of building and amenities of the neighborhood, economic level, family size, age and age groups, trend in numbers of occupants per unit, availability of transportation, recreations for shopping, impact of ability on-site recreation facility, the breadth and growth of local industry, population growth trend, personal income range, growth and expansion of the community, condition of the housing market in terms of inventory on the market, sale price range, new construction and vacancy. After the true analysis, the property will prepare a rent schedule that will bring the maximum income obtainable, consistent with good economics. Merchandising the space, all the activity relating to property management are usually, unless the property manager know how to effectively merchandise the space available for rent. The most common method of merchandising rental property today is advertise it on the internet. Other methods include business card, newspaper ads, sign on the property, radio, television advertising, brochures and flyers, billboard advertising, business contact, and tenant referrals. When a property's qualified tenant responds to the advertising, the property manager must make every effort to secure the tenant for the vacant property, as advertising can be very expensive along with lost opportunity costs of vacant unit. A sound property maintenance program is very important. Rental properties showing the wear and tear of the previous occupant will discourage and prospective tenants. Maintenance and purchasing operation, the property manager must establish and maintain sound policy for the maintenance of the building and purchasing of supplier and services. However, if all of the building income is used for expenditure, leaving the owner no profit, then this certified owner will seek the services of another property manager. It is the responsibility of property manager to routinely inspect the building and know its current as well as deferred maintenance need. The property manager should have access to skilled, specialized for repair and maintenance work unless the resident manager is personally skilled to perform necessary repair. In either case, the property manager must correct the building repair or maintenance problem as soon as they has discovered. It is less expensive to make repair immediately than to delay action and allow the problem to worsen. Ongoing preventive maintenance to reduce the need for large maintenance expenditure should be the goal of all property managers. This approach makes good sense and ultimately provide more profit for the owner. The property manager must also supervise all purchasing operations with the emphasis on obtaining the best value possible for the owner's money. Tenant relationship. Tenants want to get the most they can for their rental dollar and feel safe in their surrounding. The property manager must set policy which will give tenant the most benefit commensurate with a proper return to the owner. Effort expended for tenant retention will result in more certified residents and increased profit for the owner. Here, the manager has to use experience and courtesy as well as psychology. Manager as employer. The property manager employ almost all the people working on the premises and provide for their instruction and supervision. The manager must know what, how, and when for each employee job. The success or failure of the management operation often depend on the property manager ability to choose, train, direct, and retain personnel, and effective staff will keep vacancy and maintenance costs at a minimum, thus contributing to the project profitability. Vacancy. There are many reasons why a rental space might be unintentionally vacant. Improper rent required, space not ready to rent, resident manager not selling effectively, and inattentive manager, poor resident retention program, unappealing facade or public area, no traffic or locals, and suffering a high vacancy factor in the area. Successful managers are continually alert to this factor and make appropriate adjustment in marketing strategy and personnel where indicated. Report to owner, the property manager must set up, maintain proper record, making regular report to owner that are easily understandable and that cover all operation, because the owner is normal, not a technical person. So the property manager must use the layman term, easy to owner understand the report. It is also recommended that the property manager provide not only a monthly accounting to the property owner, but also detailed annual statement. By means of such annual statement, the property manager can assess the fluctuations of income and expenses and formulate future rental, maintenance, and employees policy. Adding maintenance management fees can be either a flat amount per month, a percentage of the gross rent collected, or a combination of the two. Property manager usually base their fees on a percentage of the gross rent collected. This may vary from 3% on large structures to as high as 20% on individual house or small building. In some resort area with high turnover rates and short term of occupancy, as much as 50% of the gross rent is charged as a fee for renting a property. In addition to the fee collected on renters, the property manager frequently receives additional compositions for the renewal of lease and for supervising major repair or alterations. Salary for supervisor. In a management company, resident manager and office building manager depend largely upon local conditions and vary with geographical area of the country, size of the city, and the size of the building. Additionally, care must be taken to comply with the minimum wage law. Management contract. It is good business practice for a property manager to have a written contract with the property owner, which clearly sets forth the responsibility of both parties. This should include the term and period of contract, the policy pertaining the management of the premises, management fees, and the authority and powers that are given by the owner to the agent. Standard management agreement form are available covering the management of rental properties. Building manager should have special agency contract drawn up by a qualified legal advisor. As an agent, the property manager is subject to all of the legal restrictions generally imposed upon an agent, as well as those specifically included in the contract. Such obligations include good faith and loyalty to the principal performance of all duty with skill, care, and due diligence, full disclosure of all pertinent facts, avoidance of commingling of funds, and refraining from personal profit without the principal's full knowledge and consent. The agent must be familiar with the law concerning real estate licensing, contract, agency, fair housing, employment, property protection, insurance, and tenant or landlord relationship. Accounting record for property management. a property manager must have knowledge of accounting procedure and cost accounting. The maintenance of an adequate trust fund account system is necessary due to the fiduciary relationship between the real estate broker and the property owner. An accurate record must be kept of trust fund passing through the broker hand. The property manager must comply with the law and regulation concern trust account and record. And others you can read through from the slide. Legislation, policies and procedure, adherence to company policy, okay, to maintain a corporate and professional level of dress at all time, behave in polite and courteous manner when dealing with every client and customer, and staff to operate honestly and ethically within the bounds of property agent and motor dealers, attend to all daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly duties as required, attend work function reflecting the team spirit as requested by management unless genuine reason not to, and others, etc. System, ensure effective development, implementation, and maintenance of system of project as required. Develop procedural manual, ensure familiarization with procedures, system, standard, form, and letter. Ensure checklist, letter, form, and system are being used correctly. Upgrade and implement the processes of rental management software as applicable to the office. Okay, that's all for this sharing. All right, thank you.